Welcome, tribe, to another session of Learn Tarot with me, Queen Coco. So let's get into it. You see right there, I'm shuffling the cards. If you want to see how I lay them out, you can go ahead and watch this. But if you want to jump right to the reading, it's timestamped, probably be about 4 minutes and 40 seconds in or so. But that's just if you want to see how I lay them out. I'll just tell you right quick while I'm doing that. This is the Divine Nine spread. It's my version of the traditional 9 card or maybe the 3 card extended past, present, and future spread. So that's what it is. It's basically a past, present, future spread, but it has 9 cards in it where it goes deeper on each layer, each level. And right there, I'm going to add in a clarifier. That's my version of this spread where I'll just go ahead and pull the clarifiers for each card in the beginning. And so I'm going to shuffle those cards and pull clarifiers in that deck eventually. But first, I believe I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards. That's, if you look up, the orange deck is angels, purple deck ancestors, blue deck spirit guides. Those are how I'm calling it. And that deck I'm shuffling there is the overall energy of the reading there. But yeah, so I'm going to pull cards for all of those, just advice cards for it with all of those decks. Plus the tiny deck there you see will be used as my clarifier. But part of the way through this reading, the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I had to kind of cut it and come back the next day. My throat chakra sort of got caught up a little bit, and I don't know, it just became a little hard for me to speak. I was kind of choking. I needed some water. So turns out that I really needed to show this to you guys a different way. I needed to learn it myself a different way. The cards, the pretty cards that you see there with the planets on them, they have all these explanations on it and different things. And Spirit sent those to me for me to help me more with reversals. Reading cards in their reverse position. And so when I pull those tiny cards that I just put on top of the purple planet cards, when I pull those tiny cards, those are the reversals, but those are the other cards, but I took and I matched them up with the cards in that deck so the reading would flow better and I wouldn't be grabbing so hard for reverse meanings, because honestly I'm not that good at reverse meanings. I've been reading most of my cards upright and kind of taking reverses as they come, but mostly making sure that they're upright. So and Spirit told me when I got those little tiny cards, these cards are to help you with that, because you can't really control that. You move through them so fast, you can't really control which way they're going because they're so tiny. Are they upright or reverse? And when I tell you, you'll see soon that I pulled quite a few reverse cards and I needed help with that. So I went back and lined up those cards and matched it and just did I set up my my little cloth and my stones and went ahead on, just took my time and dove into that reading. So here I am spreading out all the cards, getting ready to turn over everything, show you what I got. And there I was deciding if I was going to do reversal in this book, but I found out that this book doesn't come with reversal, so I turned it up right. But yeah, so I'll flip over all the cards here and you'll see that these are the exact same cards that I'll have when I come back the next day after my throat chakra is feeling a little bit better. And after I got that clarity on how I should be doing this, you'll actually see how it lines up and how I go from this right here to that right there, and I'll pick up there. That's how my cards will line up. Hey tribe, we're gonna pick it up where we left off. I dealt these cards yesterday or day before yesterday, but my throat chakra got a little clogged. I don't believe that I was reading the reverses correctly, so I got moved to stop the video and lay out the same cards, but put the reverse cards down. These were the two cards that I pulled. I pulled these cards first, but then these cards have the reverse meaning. So what I'm doing is going ahead and reading these cards with the reverse. It's the same card, but in this deck, rather. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'll explain it more as at the beginning of the video or as we go further. But I'm feeling the energy, and I just want to kind of jump right into it right now. So what this is the Divine Nine spread, and it's a 9-card spread that starts with your past here, present, future. And this is the overall energy, and these are some oracle cards. Now, like I said yesterday, I don't believe that I was getting the reverse energies right. So they wanted me to put these cards down with the reverse energy so I could have a clearer meaning of it. So that's where I'm picking up now on just pretty much redoing it, but with a clearer meaning of the reverse cards, because I got a lot of reverse cards as clarifiers. And that's because it's time for me to really dig into reverse cards. This is the deck that I used. And it's funny because all of the cards are upright in this deck. And when I got this deck, I had a distinct feeling. It just really dropped in my spirit that I was going to have to really work with reverse cards here. And the first one I get, it's like almost all the cards are reversed. So anyway, I'm going to go on with past, present, future, and pick up the reading where I left off at. Well, actually, I'm just going to start over now that I have a clearer meaning. So this is the past. These 3 cards are the past. This is what happened in the past. These are deeper meanings going further into that. This is the present. This is a deeper meaning going further into that. This is the future, deeper meanings. Now, also, I will read the cards horizontally as this being my mental space, this line being my spiritual or emotional space, and this line being my physical space. So I'll also read them that way, but I'm going to start out with past, present, future and see how that goes. Let's see. Okay. So starting with the 4 of Wands, let me just make sure it's still recording. Because, okay. This is a whole new thing for me, recording, putting stuff out there, but this is my reading for me. If it does resonate with you, then that's fine. But this is me learning how to do a new spread. I usually do the Celtic Cross, but this spread has come into my awareness more and more, and I really want to give it a shot. And yeah, let's just get into it. So the past, the 4 of Wands. This card signifies community. That's the overall energy of this card is community. According to this deck, happy families, reunions, coming home, celebrations, surprises, events, feeling welcome. Community, family coming together, community spirit and teamwork, success, prosperity. A lot of people say that this is like a card that signifies marriage because it's Wands being spiritual stability, a spiritual union type thing. That's why it comes in the community. So I asked for clarity on this card with these little cards here, which are actually these cards. That's the King of Cups I had upright. And this is the clarity on this card here. Trust, wealth, knowledge, emotional intelligence. That's what the King of Cups signifies here. Tells you there. And most definitely that is the King. Cups are about growing emotionally, and you have grown. So to the top, you have mastered it. Kings are about mastery. So Let's see. Yeah, kings are about mastery. So, but when you pull this king, we're talking about trust, wealth of knowledge, caring, someone who is understanding, and someone who understands unconscious motivations, a person in touch with his or her emotional life, a good friend. That's what this is saying. And this is in the upright position. That's important because the rest of these little cards are reversed in this reading. So they're letting me know you have mastered some emotional intelligence with the previous spiritual or community type event that you just did. And I did. I just had a pop-up shop, only my second one since I've been doing this, but I did pretty good, and we learned a lot, just like we always do, and we need that experience of being merchandisers. So that's letting me know that you gained some emotional. This Four of Wands is about you gaining some emotional intelligence, and you should celebrate that. Now, let's go deeper on this line of the past. Oh, you hear that rain? It's just beautiful. It's been raining a lot, but I don't know the ambiance of that right now. It's just lovely. I hope. Anyway, so, and I'm talking about the tower, and the rain comes up, So, and that's about, you see, there's rain in here, there's lightning, there's all kind of people jumping out of the building and stuff. What the tower is about, to go deeper on this celebration that you had, is to look at these cards below. What was below this? Okay, you had a tower moment, a moment where your cap was peeled back. I don't know if you can see that up here. I can move my camera a little bit now. So, but yeah, where your cap was peeled back and you needed a download, let lightning strike going down into the tower, and you needed to learn. In other words, you refused to see something, or you couldn't see something, or change something about yourself that was impacting your spiritual path. And here, right here says, yeah, you asked for your spiritual path right there. So the tower, we had to provide a tower moment for that to happen. Now, what was this? Let's go deeper on this tower moment. What was it about? That's what this card is about. The Eight of Swords. This is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords in reverse is escape, freedom, release, finding solutions, options, relief, taking control. Because this way, it's about feeling binded, so it's in reverse. So what was your tower moment? It was something that freed you. It was something where you were able to see solutions and take control of some things. That was that tower moment that came in. So going deeper than that, well, what caused the tower moment was you asking for a new beginning. This is the Ace of Cups. It talks about new beginnings, new relationships, new romance, love, happiness, joy. It's about an outpouring of emotion or love towards something that you really desire. So whether that be money or job or whatever, you really have an outpouring of emotion toward that thing. And I had that. I really wanted to know. I really wanted to feel what it was like to really go through the whole merchandising thing, to go through the whole experience of being a business owner. So in my spirit, I did. So go a little deeper though. You said you asked for relief here, and the tower moment came to give you this right here. So let's go a little deeper. So this is the moon reversed. And the Ace of Cups was about releasing fear, unveiling secrets, subsiding anxiety, self-deception. This is what this talks about. The moon being reversed. If it's upside down, if it's right side up, you're just feeling really uncertain. Here it is right here. Illusions, dreams, vagueness, if it's right side up. But this was upside down. And so you asked for this, you released your fears, you went into the truth of what this is about and released your fears, asked for this. That provided a tower moment for you where you could really see what was going on. And that brought you to the past. So, what happened in the past, which is a recent celebration, a spiritual celebration, something that you did um, spiritually that that settled in your spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. That was on your soul path. I'll put it like that. So that's the past. Presently, what's going on now? This card in the center, right here, this Three of Wands, is in the nine, in the divine nine, in a 9 card spread. It is the core of the issue. It is at root. This is what's going on. So a lot of times, this is you. This is me. This position would be representative of who's getting the reading, and I am. So you read this as the present, and then that's when you start really looking at what's in your mind and what you can't see. When you start looking into the present now, because you can verify that these things have come through. So presently, what's going on? What's in your mind and what's below in the 3D that you really may not be able to see right now. So that's how these spaces become mental, spiritual, or emotional and physical. That's how you get more information. But let's see what's in the present. What's going on right now in my head? The Queen of Swords. It says the cue card for the Queen of Swords is being astute. Thought dominates feelings, perceptiveness, keen insight, fair judgment, right decisions. It says now is the time to stand up for yourself and be clear of your wants and needs. One who has suffered loss or hardship. The Queen, they're saying that the Queen can be kind of hard because she's seen a lot of loss and hardship, but she's smarter now. That's what knowledge comes with loss and hardship, if you're smart about it. So an intelligent, witty, analytical woman. That's what I'm thinking of right now. That's what's in my mental space. I want to be perceptive. I want to make the right decisions. I want, and you hear me saying I want to, and that's because I don't believe quite yet. And that lets you know that the Queen of Swords is here. You want these things, but let's go deeper. Why aren't you believing as much, or why aren't you really embracing the fact that the Queen of Swords is here? Well, that's because your Emperor is in reverse. And what do you mean by that? The energy that you pull toward good business sense, good that's the Emperor. Let me see. The Emperor upright is stability, structure, protection, discipline. It's stability, dependability. And they're saying that you're not quite stable enough. You're not quite there. Your Emperor is a little out of whack, whatever you're calling toward that. So the Queen of Swords may be here in my mind, helping work through all these little things that I need to get through. I need to get disciplined. I need to do a little bit more of making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So that tells you why the Queen of Swords is here. She's here to help me get a little more discipline because my Emperor is out of whack a little bit. The energy that I would pull for the Emperor. So at core of me, in the center, who I am, it's the Three of Wands. This card signifies foresight. He's really looking toward the future. He has 2 wands. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, unless the lights go out, I ain't stopping. So he has 2 wands, 3 wands, and he's planted, and he's looking forward to where to plant that 4th wand at. So this card signifies travel. He may be traveling, trying to do that, moving abroad, a foreign land, foresight, forward planning. Though this card is about self-confidence. You're planning, you're maneuvering in your spirit. One's about spirits, and one is about your spirit. So you have some self-confidence and some self-belief at your core. You do have that self-confidence, that self-belief. You're just in your mental space. You're just not quite balancing that masculine, feminine energy. The feminine pulling attracts and pulls in, and the masculine gets it done. So you need to get it done, Nikoshes. This is what the Emperor being upside down is saying. You can pull it in because all queens attract, but you need to get it done. And this is saying that you're in the right space. You're thinking about the future. You're pretty confident in what you're supposed to be doing, but why is it out of whack though? I mean, what is underneath? Or give me some more information on this Three of Wands. Well, you have here the Hierophant. The Hierophant talks about, right side up, it talks about traditions, traditional institutions, conforming, like marriage, commitment, things like that. But when it's upside down, you're challenging those traditions. In this journey, when you're looking out to see where to plant your fourth wand, it's saying that you're challenging the traditions. You're leading an unconventional lifestyle. And I am. I am definitely leaving the unconventional. Roles are reversed. Things like that. I'm not anything like I was a couple of years ago. So I'm definitely not conforming to probably the traditional values. So at core, you're doing the right thing. You're not conforming. You're laying and you're looking toward the future. So, but to go deeper, how did you get to this space here where you were feeling that way? What was working in the background? The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands talks about, being battle weary and fatigued. He's got 9 wands. Maybe those are 9 battles that he's won, and he took a wand as a trophy each time. But 9 is about endings. So you're at the end of this battle. Once you get that 10th wand, you could build your house or whatever. I don't know what you build, but you build even more secure. It'd be even more secure than 9 wands, in other words. So this is close to success. You're nearly there. This card brings in courage and perseverance because you're almost there, And we'll go a little deeper. Tell me more about this 9 of Wands. Well, at that point, I pulled the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You're fighting. You're almost there, but you're fighting for your legacy. 10s are about endings. It's about the culmination, and I think that's what this card says, culmination right there. So I haven't had these cards long, but yeah, I'm starting to dig them more and more, but I'm glad I didn't get them when I first started this, because you have to go much deeper than what's on these cards. But anyway, reversed like this, the 10 of Pentacles, which was the way it came out. The 10 of Pentacles talks about unexpected changes, financial disaster, huge losses, bankruptcy, things like that. Okay, so what are you fighting against? What are you putting up those 9 wands against? You're fighting for your legacy, to stay above unexpected financial changes or disasters as you move on with your legacy, so keep going. You're almost done with this 10 of Pentacles being in reverse. I've been working very hard on my legacy. So that tells me that the Queen of Swords is here because you've been working hard on your legacy. You've had some foresight and you tried to do what was right. Try not to conform to so many things that are traditional now, that's telling you what you feel like your soul is wrong, is not feeling. So the Queen of Swords showed up to help you go ahead and put your plan in motion. Empress about executing plans, business plans, things like that. She's here to help you put your plan in motion to move on through this energy. And the reason why I say that is because the very last tarot pull that I did in this position of a Celtic cross, which is also the root, the core, was the 3 of Wands. And in the position in the past was the Tower. So I am moving through the last tarot. I feel like I'm at the end of the last tarot reading that's saying that in the past, remember in the past you had the Tower moment, and then at present you were working on your 3 of Wands. Well, now the future's coming in pretty fast because you're at the end of that energy. They let me know. They pulled in some cards from my very last reading to let me know that, and I think it's a couple more here too, but I just really keyed in on these two to let me know that you're still in that last tarot energy. tarot card reading energy that you had, but you're moving pretty fast through it now that you're moving on. Okay, so let's get into the future. The future talks about here the Two of Cups. It talks about partnership, unity, love, compatibility, happy couples, potential soulmates. It talks about relationship, and balance in those relationships. So let's go deeper into that. Give me an explanation for this Two of Cups. Well, the Two of Cups, it's about, if this is about partnerships, and the Two of Swords coming in to explain it deeper. And the Two of Swords talks about indecision, delays, postponements, seeing the truth, lies being exposed. So this would tell me that there's a partnership coming in that's going to help with the indecisions that I've had, the delays that I've had in that. And normally I don't ever see like a partner coming in helping me, or somebody that that I vibe with in that way that would help me with this. This feels like, it's talking about my business, about my soul path, and my career. And when it comes to that, because of what I do, the tarot reading stuff, it's hard for me to see partnerships in that. And I think that's what this Two of Swords being in reverse is about, energy coming in to help me see how partnerships would be beneficial to me, and bringing in that energy of partnerships and cutting out that indecision or those postponements and delays that this Two of Swords in reverse brings in. So to go deeper into that, how is this going to be obtained? Would be this next layer here. This is the Strength card, and the Strength talks. This is card in itself is strength. So it talks about at its core inner strength. Courage, bravery, and confidence. Trying to overcome self-doubt and stuff. You have to have strength to do that. And why? Because the Two of Pentacles is in reverse. Your Two of Pentacles talks about balance. When it's upright, it talks about balance. But when it's not, it's talking about lacking that balance, that lack of organization that the Emperor being out of whack contributes to. You're not organized to put it through enough. And you're going to need strength to overcome that lack of balance so that partnership can come in the future. So go deeper than this, go under the layer of strength. Why do I need so much strength to pull in this balance? It's because, again, this card, the very first word on this card is balance. So I have 3 cards here that talks about this card, and this card here that talks about balance. So overall, in the future, I'm going to have to find a way to bring in some balance in my life. But the Temperance card in general here, it talks about balance, peace, patience. I associate this card with patience a lot. But it also talks about perspective, tranquility, harmonious relationships, and soulmates again. So when you're talking about soulmates, sometimes it's not love, sometimes it's your family soul, sometimes it's not love in the way of a relationship or physical love. It's about your soul family, coming in with you. And that's why I be so apprehensive. I've been looking for my soul family for so long. People come in, you think they're apart, or they don't come at all, and you feel like something's lacking within you, that's not drawing them in. So I'd be apprehensive of the Two of Cups and that soul family type energy. But that is probably why the Two of Swords is in reverse, being indecisive and delaying and accepting that my soul family is coming. So, but going deeper into this, it tells me, how are you going? So talking about this patience and this balance that you need to obtain here. Why is that? Because the Queen of Wands is in reverse. So just going up here, all the clarifications on these cards, on my future cards, is telling me that my Queen of Wands is out of balance. And that's leading to me being out of balance and being very indecisive in these delays if you just went straight up and looked at that. But this gives you a deeper level of this. This is the future in the mental plane, the future in the spiritual, emotional pain, and this is the future in the physical, what's going on up under the scenes. What I can't really seem to grasp is how it is my Queen of Wands, and that's about also disorganization. When your Queen of Wands is out of whack, that pulls in that energy of being disorganized. There are a lot of other things when the Queen of Wands is out of whack too, like seduction and lies and things like that, because she pulls from your creative side and your sacral chakra. So there's a lot of other things involved, but as far as I'm concerned, it has to do with just not really being organized yet, So in the future, I can see from this reading that in order to get my vibe together to where I'm creating and drawing, get this Queen of Wands in check, I need to have to find that balance, be strong with it, and accept the partnerships or the love that's coming in from the universe in however it manifests, So the overall energy of this is this card here, the Knight of Cups. The overall energy of the whole spread, the last card that was under the deck when I pulled, it was the Knight of Cups. And the clarity on the Knight of Cups is the Ten of Swords. But the Knight of Cups talks about romantic proposals, offers, invitations, taking actions. Knights in general are about action. So you're taking action with some emotional fulfillment or creative expression. And that goes back to, like I said, this being about my career or my spiritual. It's so many wands in here, to let me know that this has a lot to do with my spiritual journey. So, but yeah, this is about your ideal woman or man. If you go deeper, it's about your ideal woman or man being intelligent, a young person full of love and new ideas and ready to offer that to you. That's what the Knight of Cups brings. But this being the overall energy, it tells me that I'm ready to step into these offers of love. Once you get under this, you get the strength and the balance that you need, you'll be ready to step into these offers of love. And in this cycle here, the Ten of Swords talks about escaping ruin, pulling yourself together, learning from past hardships and fears. So that's 10 mistakes or mental daggers that you put into yourself that say you're not good enough, or you can't do this, and this isn't, for me. And so tens represent endings. You're that defeated mind is ending and moving into the energy of the Knight of Cups, where you're accepting offers. So that's what that energy is about. Now, I also pulled some oracle cards here to talk about, to give me some more insight. This is an overall energy oracle card, so it kind of goes up here with those. This is new. I just got these cards, but I read up on it a little, and it's solar flares activate. So this right here, I see all my chakra colors in there going up, activating. That's how I think that all these cards here have to do with the lesson I just learned on grounding myself. Or most of these cards here have to do with that. And I just found a new way to ground myself before readings and really activate my chakras and come into a protection while I'm traversing this area. So, but solar flares activate talks about Sending up ambitions, things. Be sure that this is a good time for you to activate, to say what you want, to let it come out, you know. And that's weird because the Queen of Swords also talks about a time to speak on your wants and needs. But solar flares is confirmation on that. A time for you to really speak on what you want because it's good energy. The sun is good energy to come out and give life, breathe life into what you want. But it also talks about in the challenge part of this card, all those flares that you send up, be careful because, you know, you have to put in work there. So make sure you're conscious, you know, you're doing this in a very conscientious way to where you're hooking into your desires. Go ahead on and fix this desirable Queen of Wands so that when you're hooking into them, you're getting what you're really desiring and not just shooting flares up of what I think I might like, you know. And you're going to have in this card here, again, there are my chakra colors all around and the bubble that I put myself in as I'm trying to, you know, traverse the protection bubble that I envision. Again, with the chakra colors. So blessings and abundance. When you're sending up these flares, know that, you know, this is a blessed time to do that. This card talks about timing also. It's time for blessings. It's time for abundance. I love that swirl in the middle right there, you know. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful cards. This is for my angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. That's how I pull these cards. And this is like overall energy. So again, blessings and abundance coming in. Be careful, you know, what you wish for, but it's a good time to do some wishing. That's what that card is saying. And these two cards here specifically talk about grounding, about earth energy. No matter, you know, how this comes out, what happens or whatever it is, you have to stay grounded. You know, this is Sauchi. She's they're new cards, so I'm gonna make sure I say what this is. Number 3 here, also my life path number, a good number for them to come in and say, because I'm always going to be looking for 3s. I'm always interested in 3s and 6s and 9s, the whole 369 concept. And this is a 6 here. So, I mean, but Sauchi is, she was known as Sarah Bartman in this deck. And, you know, Sarah Bartman is, was a lady they paraded around because she had such a big, beautiful bottom and they just couldn't believe it or whatever. But then after a while, the European ladies had these dresses with wires, with big, beautiful bottoms wired into their dresses or corsets or whatever, so they could also, you know, do that. But this card talks about everything she went through. You still have to be grounded. You still have to be strong in all these new changes that's coming in. Tap into Mother Earth, like I just learned to really, really focus and do. Tap into this earth energy. This one talks about the frequency of earth activates our deep connections. Activates our deep connection to the physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. So that's, in other words, that when you connect to Mother Earth, that's what you tapping into. You tapping into the Earth's frequency, and it shows you the beautiful aspects. You know, it reveals to you the spiritual aspects of our nature, tapping into Mother Earth there. So that's just clues, let you know when you're feeling out of whack as these energy changes goes through. Tap into Mother Earth, just like you just learned to do specifically. And that's just beautiful in and of itself. This whole reading, it gave me just, I usually do the Celtic Cross, but it has given me just as much information, I think, as the Celtic Cross, even hooked in my last reading here with the Celtic Cross. So I think I'll be doing these a lot more, especially where I get to go deeper into them, not just getting one card. So this is a 9-card reading, but I got clarity on each one. So that's 18 cards, you know, all together, plus overall energy and some oracle cards. So this is a good, sound, rounded reading that I will probably take for the next 2 weeks or so till I feel like I need to do another one. But yeah, so I'd like to thank the guides and my angels, ancestors, and spirit guides for being here with me. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.